They say Stonehenge has stood for over 5,000 years, but what if everything we think we know about it is wrong? What if this ancient monument wasn't just a site for rituals or gatherings, but something far more extraordinary, something that defies everything we understand about history, science, and even reality itself? Think about it. Massive stones, some weighing over 25 tons, dragged across more than 150 miles of rugged terrain, long before the invention of the wheel. No machinery, no modern tools. How did they do it? Why did they do it? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, who really built it? The stones weren't placed randomly. They were arranged with astonishing precision, aligning perfectly with the solstices and lunar cycles. How did a supposedly primitive people achieve such accuracy? Modern engineers, with all their technology, have struggled to replicate it. Could the builders of Stonehenge have had knowledge, or assistance, from a source beyond our comprehension? And then, there's the eerie, inexplicable phenomena. Magnetic anomalies that make compasses spin wildly, as if the Earth's energy itself is being warped. Reports of strange vibrations emanating from the stones, like a low, humming resonance, as if the monument is alive and pulsating with power. Is it possible that Stonehenge was designed to harness and amplify forces we're only just beginning to understand? Ancient myths speak of Stonehenge as a place of immense power. Some legends describe it as a portal, a gateway between this world and the next. Others suggest it was a beacon, a calling card left by beings from the stars. And when you look at the perfect celestial alignments, the sheer mathematical precision, the choice of materials transported from impossible distances, can we truly dismiss these ideas as fantasy? This site isn't just a relic of the past. It's a puzzle, a message encoded in stone waiting to be deciphered. And the deeper you look, the stranger it gets. Could Stonehenge have been part of something much larger, something global? Across the world, megalithic structures with similar mysteries exist. Pyramids in Egypt, temples in South America, and ancient sites buried beneath the oceans. Was Stonehenge a node in a network of power, a map etched into the earth by an advanced civilization, or something not of this earth at all? For centuries, scholars and skeptics have tried to explain it away with simple answers: a burial site, a primitive observatory. But none of these theories account for the sheer scale, the complexity, or the lingering sense of something more. Something hidden. What if Stonehenge wasn't meant for us to use, but for us to find? A message left behind, or perhaps a warning. These stones hold secrets that could shatter our understanding of history. Secrets about who we are, where we came from, and what forces may have shaped the earth in ways we're too afraid to admit. To truly understand Stonehenge, we must ask the questions no one else dares to ask. Was it built with knowledge far beyond its time? Was it meant to channel energies that connect us to the stars? Or was it never human at all? And yet, this is only the beginning of the mystery. To understand Stonehenge, we must look deeper, beyond the stones, to the hands that built them, the minds that conceived them, and the purpose that still eludes us. To truly understand Stonehenge, we must first confront an enigma that's even older than the stones themselves: the people who built it. History tells us they were Neolithic farmers, simple folk living off the land, with rudimentary tools and limited technology. But does that explanation hold up? Or is it a convenient narrative to cover something far more extraordinary? Archaeologists have unearthed fragments of their lives: pottery shards, animal bones, and crude stone tools. But here's the problem. Nothing in their known toolkit comes close to explaining how they transported and shaped stones of this magnitude. Tools made of flint and antler can't carve monolithic rock with such precision. They shouldn't even have been able to conceive of the engineering required to raise these massive stones upright, let alone align them perfectly with the stars. Could this society have been more advanced than we've been led to believe? Or, more provocatively, did they receive guidance from an external source? Some researchers point to the sheer organizational feat that Stonehenge represents. It wasn't just a few laborers dragging stones across fields. This was a colossal effort, requiring advanced planning, specialized knowledge, and an understanding of geometry and astronomy. These aren't the hallmarks of a primitive society. They suggest something far more sophisticated, or perhaps the influence of a civilization far older and more advanced than we can imagine. And there's the tantalizing idea of a missing link in human history. What if the Neolithic builders inherited their knowledge from an earlier forgotten civilization? Across the globe we find stories of lost worlds, Atlantis, Lemuria, and others. Could the builders of Stonehenge have been the last remnants of such a society, preserving fragments of an ancient legacy? Consider the evidence. Burial sites near Stonehenge reveal bodies carefully arranged, often alongside strange artifacts. Some of these objects defy easy explanation: intricately carved stones, jewelry made from materials not found in the area, and tools that seem far too advanced for the time. Were these offerings to the gods, or relics of a forgotten culture that carried knowledge far beyond their contemporaries? And then there are the bones themselves. Scans of skeletons found near the site reveal signs of trauma, possibly from ritualistic sacrifices, or something far darker. Could these have been offerings to appease forces beyond their understanding? Or were these people victims of experiments tied to the strange powers emanating from the site? Legends passed down through the ages hint at a deeper mystery. Local folklore speaks of giants and sorcerers who helped raise the stones, wielding powers that seem to border on science fiction. Could these tales be distorted memories of real events, encounters with beings who possess knowledge far beyond the capacity of Neolithic humans? The builders left no written records, only the stones and the faintest traces of their lives. But the precision, the complexity, the astronomical alignment, it all points to a culture far removed from the simple farmers described in textbooks. What if they weren't the originators, but the inheritors of a plan far older than themselves? A blueprint passed down from a forgotten time, or a design gifted to them by visitors from the stars. As we delve deeper, the question becomes not just who built Stonehenge, but what drove them to create it. What knowledge did they possess, and why has it vanished from history? The stones stand as silent witnesses to their builders' secrets, waiting for us to uncover the truth hidden in their shadows. If the builders of Stonehenge remain an enigma, the stones they worked with are an even greater mystery. These are no ordinary rocks. Each one tells a story of impossible journeys, forgotten technologies, and secrets locked within their very structure. Let's start with the bluestones, the smaller stones that form part of the circle. They come from the Preseli Hills in Wales, over 150 miles away. Transporting them would be a daunting task even today. Yet somehow, these ancient builders moved stones weighing up to 4 tons across rivers, valleys, and rugged terrain. How? Were they dragged on wooden sledges? Floated on rafts? Or is there another explanation, something beyond the limits of our understanding? Some researchers have speculated that the stones weren't simply chosen for their size or durability, but for their unique properties. When struck, the bluestones emit a ringing sound, almost like a bell. Could it be that the builders selected these stones for their acoustic qualities? And if so, why? Imagine Stonehenge as a giant resonator, amplifying sound or energy in ways we can't yet comprehend. Experiments have shown that the site has unusual acoustic properties, with certain frequencies echoing in ways that seem almost unnatural. Could the builders have harnessed this resonance for ceremonies, healing rituals, or even as a form of communication? Or was the site designed to channel vibrations from the earth itself, tapping into some unseen power? Then there are the sarsens, the massive sandstone blocks that form the iconic outer ring. These stones are local to the area, but their sheer size and weight are staggering. The largest weighs around 25 tons. Raising it into position required not just brute force, but an understanding of balance and leverage that seems almost impossible for the time. But the stones themselves may hold more than just physical secrets. Carvings discovered in recent years show symbols, daggers, and other enigmatic shapes etched into the surface of the stones. Are these primitive decorations? Or could they be messages left behind, codes meant to be deciphered by those who came after? Some of these carvings seem to correspond with constellations, hinting at a connection between the stones and the stars. But why encode celestial knowledge into a monument of stone? Was it an attempt to preserve information for future generations? Or could it have been a kind of map, guiding the builders, or their gods, back to this place of power? And then, there's the question of the stone's energy. For centuries, visitors to Stonehenge have reported strange sensations: dizziness, a tingling in the air, and an unshakable feeling of being watched. Scientists have recorded magnetic anomalies at the site, with compasses spinning erratically and electronic devices behaving strangely. Could the stones themselves hold some kind of charge, like ancient batteries waiting to be activated? Some theorists believe that Stonehenge wasn't just a monument, but a machine, designed to tap into Earth's energy grid. The site sits at the intersection of several ley lines, which some believe are channels of natural energy running across the planet. Was Stonehenge built to harness this energy, to amplify it, or to open a gateway to something beyond our understanding? As we examine the stones more closely, the questions multiply. Why these stones? Why these locations? And why this extraordinary effort to arrange them in such a precise and deliberate way? The answers may lie not in what the stones are, but in what they were meant to do. Were they tools of the ancients, designed to connect humanity to the earth and the cosmos? Or were they placed here by forces far older and far stranger than we've dared to imagine? Stonehenge is more than a monument. It is a puzzle, a coded message in rock, written across the ages. And it's a message that seems to say, look closer. The truth is hidden here, if you dare to find it. Legends and whispers have long surrounded Stonehenge, painting it as more than a monument. It's been called a gateway, a bridge between worlds. Ancient tales speak of a place where the veil between dimensions grows thin, where the heavens and the earth converge. Could Stonehenge be more than a structure of stone and mortar? Could it be a portal, designed to connect us to something far beyond the limits of our reality? Stonehenge's celestial alignments are undeniable. At sunrise on the summer solstice, the sun rises perfectly above the heel stone, casting a beam of light into the heart of the monument. To the builders, this precision wasn't coincidence, it was intention. But why? Were they simply tracking the seasons, or were they charting something far greater, like a cosmic map pointing to the stars? The site's placement is equally curious. Stonehenge stands at the intersection of powerful ley lines, lines believed by some to be part of Earth's energy grid. These lines connect sacred sites across the globe, from the Great Pyramid of Giza to Machu Picchu. Was Stonehenge's location chosen to tap into this energy, to amplify it, or to channel it into something that defies human comprehension? Even more compelling are the magnetic anomalies reported at the site. Compasses spin wildly, and electronic equipment often malfunctions, as though Stonehenge itself is disrupting the natural order of things. Is it possible that this energy could be harnessed, or was harnessed, by the builders for a purpose we can't yet fathom? Ancient myths describe Stonehenge as a meeting place for gods and beings from the stars. Some legends claim that its stones were brought from afar, not by humans, but by otherworldly forces. Could these stories hint at an extraterrestrial connection? Could Stonehenge have served as a landing beacon, a site of communication, or even a transportation hub for beings from another world? This idea isn't as far-fetched as it seems. Across the globe, other ancient structures share similar traits: precise astronomical alignments, connections to energy grids, and myths of divine or alien intervention. From the ziggurats of Mesopotamia to the temples of the Maya, humanity's oldest sites seem to share a common purpose: to bridge the gap between Earth and the cosmos. If Stonehenge is indeed a stargate, the implications are staggering. Could the builders have known secrets about the universe that we've since lost? Did they possess knowledge of dimensions beyond our own, or technologies that allowed them to manipulate space and time? And if so, where did this knowledge come from? The stones are silent, but their arrangement speaks volumes. They seem to beckon us to look upward, to connect with the stars, and to question the limits of what we think we know. If Stonehenge is a portal, it's not just a gateway to the cosmos. It's a gateway to our own forgotten history, waiting for us to rediscover what may have been known millennia ago. Stonehenge is more than a monument. It's a riddle carved into the earth, with its answers written in the heavens. The arrangement of its stones isn't random. It's a precise alignment with celestial bodies, a kind of prehistoric observatory built with knowledge that seems impossibly advanced for its time. But was it just an observatory? Or was it something far more profound? A tool to communicate with the stars themselves? The solstices are the most well-known clue. On the longest and shortest days of the year, the sun rises and sets in perfect alignment with the stones, as if marking the turning points of the Earth's journey around the sun. To its builders, these alignments weren't mere observations, they were sacred events, encoded into the very design of the site. But Stonehenge doesn't just track the sun, it tracks the moon as well. The monument's design reveals a deep understanding of the lunar cycle, including the complex phenomenon of the moon's standstill, which occurs only once every 18.6 years. This level of precision suggests an astronomical sophistication that rivals even modern observatories. How could a Neolithic society, with no telescopes or written language, achieve such accuracy? Did they possess a form of knowledge passed down through generations or gifted to them by an unknown source? Even more compelling are the site's alignments with specific stars. Researchers have found evidence that Stonehenge may have been oriented toward Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, as well as the constellation Orion, long associated with myths of gods and creation across cultures. Was Stonehenge designed as a kind of cosmic map, a way to chart the heavens, or even a means to connect with celestial beings? The mathematical precision of the site is staggering. The spacing of the stones, the diameters of the circles, and the angles of the alignment suggest knowledge of geometry and measurement far beyond what we'd expect from a society of farmers. Some have speculated that the builders may have encoded information into the structure itself, information that could reveal secrets about the cosmos, time, or even the origins of humanity. And then there's the symbolism. Across the ancient world, the same themes appear again and again. Circles, cycles, and connections between the earth and the sky. From the pyramids of Egypt to the Nazca lines in Peru, humanity's oldest structures seem to reflect a universal obsession with the heavens. Was Stonehenge part of a global effort to chart the stars, or a piece of a larger puzzle left by an advanced civilization, or even extraterrestrial visitors? The idea isn't without precedent. Cultures separated by oceans and millennia all seem to have shared an unshakable belief that the stars held the key to understanding life itself. Could the builders of Stonehenge have been part of this shared vision, tapping into a knowledge that transcended geography and time? Or could they have been guided by beings who understood the cosmos in ways we are only beginning to grasp? If the stones are a message, what are they trying to tell us? Are they a record of astronomical knowledge? A calendar for tracking the movements of celestial bodies, or something more? Could Stonehenge be a blueprint, not just for understanding the universe, but for unlocking its mysteries? Stonehenge stands as a silent witness to the passage of time, yet its design seems timeless, pointing us back to the stars, as if urging us to look upward and rediscover what its builders might have known. Whatever its purpose, its alignment with the heavens is a testament to a vision that reaches far beyond Earth, and perhaps far beyond the limits of human understanding. Stonehenge isn't just a monument frozen in time, it's a structure that seems to be obsessed with time itself. Its design appears to measure it, mark it, and perhaps even manipulate it in ways that challenge our understanding of history and physics. Could this ancient site have been a tool for tracking the flow of time, a calendar for celestial events, or something far more extraordinary, a device capable of bending time itself? At its most basic level, Stonehenge functions as a calendar. The solstices, equinoxes, and lunar cycles are encoded into its layout with astonishing precision. The summer solstice sunrise aligns perfectly with the heel stone, casting a shaft of light into the heart of the monument. The placement of the stones also tracks the moon's complex cycle, including rare lunar standstills. This wasn't guesswork, it was knowledge, a mastery of astronomy that seems improbable for a Neolithic society. But was it only a calendar for marking agricultural seasons? Or was it something greater? Some researchers suggest that Stonehenge could have been used to predict eclipses, track planetary movements, and even calculate long-term cosmic cycles. The implications are staggering. Did its builders grasp the rhythms of the universe in ways that rival modern science? Then there's the idea that Stonehenge was more than a tool for observation. It was a machine for interaction. Across the ancient world, monuments like Stonehenge were often tied to rituals involving time, ceremonies to mark transitions, celebrations of renewal, or attempts to influence the passage of time itself. Could the monument's alignment with celestial events have been intended to harness cosmic energies, to open a gateway not just to other realms, but to other times? The idea of time manipulation may sound like science fiction, but consider this. Stonehenge is located at the intersection of powerful ley lines, Earth's so-called energy grid. Some theorists believe these lines could act as conduits for electromagnetic forces capable of influencing time and space. Could Stonehenge have been constructed to tap into this energy, creating a vortex where the flow of time could be altered? This isn't just idle speculation. Visitors to Stonehenge have reported strange sensations, feelings of disorientation, shifts in perception, even the eerie sense of being momentarily out of time. Ancient legends speak of Stonehenge as a place where time itself could stand still, where the boundaries between past, present, and future could blur. Were these myths born from primitive superstition, or from something real? And what of the builders? Could their understanding of time have gone beyond the practical, reaching into the metaphysical? Some researchers suggest that the stones were arranged to reflect the cyclical nature of time, a concept shared by many ancient cultures. But what if Stonehenge wasn't just a reflection of time's cycles? What if it was a tool to break free from them? Imagine the possibilities. A machine that could align with the universe's rhythms to glimpse the future or revisit the past. Could Stonehenge have been a clock for cosmic events, or a key to unlocking the mysteries of time travel? The idea might sound fantastical, but it forces us to question the limits of what we think is possible. Stonehenge may have been built to endure not just the passage of time, but to hold its secrets. Its stones seem to echo a timeless question. What is time, and can it be shaped, controlled, or even escaped? For now, the answers remain hidden, locked within the circle, waiting for us to uncover them. Stonehenge doesn't exist in isolation. Across the world, other ancient structures mirror its mysteries: massive stones, perfect alignments, and a sense of purpose that defies simple explanation. Could Stonehenge be part of a larger network, one that spans continents and connects ancient civilizations in ways we've yet to fully understand? Take the pyramids of Giza, for example. These massive monuments are not only aligned with the stars, but also share mathematical proportions strikingly similar to those found at Stonehenge. Or consider the Nazca lines in Peru, vast, intricate designs etched into the earth, visible only from above. How did civilizations separated by oceans and millennia create structures that seem to echo the same obsessions with celestial alignment and mathematical precision? It's not just coincidence. Stonehenge, like many of these sites, lies on a ley line, one of the invisible pathways some believe crisscross the earth, carrying energy and connecting sacred locations. When mapped, these lines form a network that links ancient wonders across the globe, as if the builders were working from the same blueprint. Could this network represent an ancient understanding of the Earth's energy grid, a map of power points designed to harness forces beyond our comprehension? And what about the similarities in construction techniques? Massive stones transported over impossible distances, perfectly carved edges and interlocking joints, created without modern tools. It's as if these civilizations were working with knowledge that didn't originate on this planet. Could this be evidence of a shared influence, a guiding hand that connected these cultures, teaching them the secrets of the Earth and the stars? Some researchers propose an even bolder theory, that these structures were part of an extraterrestrial project. Imagine Earth as a laboratory, its surface marked with nodes of energy, sites like Stonehenge, the pyramids, and Machu Picchu, designed to work together as a system. Were these monuments part of a global network, placed here to monitor, stabilize, or even terraform the planet. The connections don't end there. Across these ancient sites, we see recurring symbols, spirals, circles, and geometric patterns that seem to speak a universal language. Could these motifs be part of a message, a code passed down from a single source, meant to be understood only when humanity reaches a certain level of awareness? If Stonehenge is indeed part of this global network, it raises profound questions. Who designed it and why? Was it a message to future generations, a map of lost knowledge, or a tool for connecting with forces beyond our understanding? Stonehenge isn't just a site in southern England. It's a node in a web that stretches across the earth, tying together the mysteries of humanity's past and hinting at a purpose that remains tantalizingly out of reach. Stonehenge isn't just an architectural marvel. It's a riddle encoded in stone, a message left by its builders. But who was the message for? Was it meant for their contemporaries, or was it designed to speak across the vast chasm of time, carrying a warning or a guide for future civilizations? The precision of its construction suggests that Stonehenge wasn't simply functional, it was symbolic. The circles, the alignments, the ratios, they all point to a deep understanding of mathematics and geometry, an understanding that may hold clues to a hidden code. Could this code be a record of advanced knowledge buried in plain sight? Some researchers believe Stonehenge was built to preserve information too vital to be lost. Its alignment with celestial bodies could encode a calendar, but perhaps not just one for measuring time. What if it's a cosmic calendar, marking cycles of cataclysmic events, events that have shaped or could reshape the Earth? Did the builders know something about the universe's rhythms that we've since forgotten? The dagger carvings and symbolic markings discovered on the stones suggest another layer of communication. These carvings may represent more than artistic expression. Could they be instructions, a warning, or even an attempt to pass on a universal language that transcends the limitations of spoken or written word? Then there's the idea of resonance. The blue stones hum when struck, their vibrations interacting with the environment. Could this auditory phenomenon have been used to transmit information? What if the sound itself was the key, meant to unlock something hidden within the stones or to communicate with forces beyond the earth? These questions grow even more compelling when we compare Stonehenge to other ancient sites. From the Great Pyramid to Göbekli Tepe, we see the same use of sacred geometry, astronomical precision, and enduring symbolism. What if these sites were designed to work together, each holding a piece of a greater message? Could Stonehenge be part of a global archive, a collection of knowledge preserved for an age when humanity would finally be ready to understand it? Perhaps the most provocative question of all is this: if Stonehenge contains a message, who left it? Was it the Neolithic builders, a lost advanced civilization, or an extraterrestrial intelligence? And if it was meant for the future, what does that say about its importance? Could it hold the answers to questions we haven't even thought to ask yet? Questions about our origins, our purpose, and the forces that shape our world. Stonehenge stands as a silent monument to its creator's intent, its stones whispering secrets that have yet to be fully decoded. Perhaps the answers are there, locked within its geometry, its vibrations, and its alignment with the heavens. Or perhaps the true message of Stonehenge lies not in what it reveals, but in the questions it forces us to ask. For all its mysteries, Stonehenge has not been immune to skepticism. Mainstream historians and scientists offer explanations rooted in practicality, dismissing many of the more extraordinary claims as flights of imagination. Could it be that the truth of Stonehenge is far less sensational, or are these skeptics missing the forest for the trees? The most common argument is that Stonehenge was a ceremonial site, a place for rituals, burials, or gatherings. Its celestial alignments, they say, are no more than a way to track the changing seasons, useful for agriculture and marking the passage of time. The incredible feat of moving and directing the stones is often attributed to nothing more than ingenuity, determination, and primitive tools. Yet, even these practical explanations leave crucial questions unanswered. How did a society with no written language, no advanced technology, and no means of transportation capable of handling such immense weight accomplish these tasks. And why did they choose to go to such extraordinary lengths to build something that could have been much simpler? Some dismiss the magnetic anomalies and the acoustic properties of the stones as coincidence or natural phenomena. But how do you explain the countless legends, the inexplicable artifacts, and the similarities between Stonehenge and other ancient sites around the world? Even when science provides answers, they often feel incomplete. Yes, Stonehenge could have been a calendar, a place of worship, or even a burial ground, but none of these explanations address the full scope of its mysteries. The precision, the global connections, the persistent myths of otherworldly intervention. These elements defy simple categorization. Skeptics often focus on what can be explained, but Stonehenge is just as much about what can't be explained. The anomalies, the unanswered questions, the sense of purpose that radiates from the stones even now, these are the cracks in the theories, the gaps where imagination and possibility take root. If we reduce Stonehenge to a mere ceremonial site, we risk missing its deeper significance. What if it's not about what the site was used for, but what it represents? A bridge between the known and the unknown, a challenge to our understanding of history, and a reminder that the past is far more complex than we give it credit for. Stonehenge may never fully surrender its secrets, but its enduring mystery keeps us asking questions, keeps us searching. And perhaps that's the point. It reminds us that not everything can be neatly explained, that there is still room for wonder, for possibility, and for truths that lie just beyond our grasp. Stonehenge stands as a testament to humanity's unyielding curiosity, a relic of the past that refuses to give up its secrets. Despite centuries of study, excavation, and speculation, its true purpose remains tantalizingly out of reach. Is it a monument to the ingenuity of ancient humans, or a marker of something far greater, a connection to forces we can barely comprehend? The site challenges our understanding of history, of science, and of ourselves. It seems to whisper to us across millennia, daring us to question what we've been taught and to imagine possibilities that lie beyond the boundaries of conventional thought. What if Stonehenge isn't just a mystery to solve, but a reminder of how much we still don't know? The stones hold their secrets, and perhaps that is their greatest power. They compel us to keep looking, to keep asking, to keep reaching for answers that may forever lie just out of reach. Whether it's a calendar, a portal, a machine, or a message, Stonehenge reminds us that some mysteries are as timeless as the stars themselves. Its story isn't finished. It never was. Because Stonehenge isn't just a monument, it's a question. A question that continues to challenge us, inspire us, and remind us that the search for knowledge is as endless as the cosmos it seems to point toward.